My name is Miss Becky, and I am looking forward to doing some Pride pop-ups with you today. We are actually going to start with the heart pop-up card. Now, you can use this as multiple things. So this could be a decoration. You could actually, when you're finished with it, you could punch a hole in the top of it and hang it from your ceiling or from somewhere else. That will look really cool. Also, I've had mine just kind of sitting out on my desk in the fan shape, and that looks really pretty. You can, if you want to give it to someone, the cool thing about these is that each heart is a little pocket. And so you can actually put a little note inside, or write a note inside, or draw a picture and stick that in. And you could put something different in each pocket, and then they'll have a little surprise in each heart. And once I teach you how to do this, these are actually pretty simple to do once you get the hang of the folding. You can actually make just a single heart too, if you wanted to, like in the future, to use as a little pocket gift card for someone. So we're going to do the hearts first, because those are a little bit more challenging than the rainbow. So they require a little more focus and attention. So I thought we'd start off with those, and then we'll move on to the rainbow pop-up card. So I am going to actually share with you my overhead screen so that you can see exactly what I'm doing and follow along. So a couple things I want to mention before we get started. Number one, if you need me to slow down or you need time to catch up, please unmute yourself and speak up, because while I'm doing this, I'm usually looking down. So I won't always see you if you raise your hand, and I won't necessarily see it if you put it in the chat. So the best way to get my attention is to say, Miss Becky, I need help. So feel free at any time to unmute yourself if you have a question. Number one. Number two, I forgot when I introduced myself to let you all know that I am the owner, founder, and director of Big Picture Gallery and Studio, which is a children's-based art studio in North Liberty. So if you're ever interested in coming to see me in person, you can find lots of information about us on the internet, World Wide Web. Okay, so let's make some pop-up hearts. The first thing you need to do, I already have this part done, but the first thing you need to do is cut carefully around your template. Once you've got that cut out, you're gonna have something that looks like a 4-leaf clover, but it's actually 4 hearts. And I'll show you kind of how that comes together, how they become hearts when we fold them by making this X through the middle. So now you can see the hearts. So I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to get their template cut out. When you have your template cut out, I want you to either hold it up in your screen so I can see you're ready to move on, or if you can do like a thumbs up. Those of you that don't have your videos on, I'm not sure if I can see you if you do a thumbs up, but you could try it. But somehow let me know that you're done. You could also let me know in the chat, because right now I'm not needing to look at my workspace. So I'm actually just going to pull the chat up right now here too. So if anything pops up, I can monitor it.
I can't find my template.
You can't find your template?
No.
So it should be in your materials pack. They're black. Mine just happens to be red, but yours is going to be black.
I can't find it. I'm going to go ask my mom to help.
Okay.
Might still be in the bag.
Oh, look.
You want that one? That stinks. You probably looked through all the papers already, right? You got one.
Do you guys have a printer at your house?
Yes.
I can just email it to you,
Okay.
and print it off real quick if that works.
Sure. Sure. I'll come go
Okay.
get it.
Let me just pull up my email and then I'll get your email address. Actually, if you can send your email address to me privately in the chat.
Oh, sure thing.
Make sure you click, well, my name doesn't show up, but it should say back.
I'm sorry, to which host? Iowa City Zoom host? Oh no, we lost her.
It says two.
To Iowa City Zoom host?
Yeah, go ahead and try that. I think I can
Okay.
see that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then let me just get into my email here and I'll forward that to you. Mhm. So unfortunately, it's not showing up for me.
Okay, let me try. Wait, what was the?
I'm
Can you
not
just
so.
do-
So the library is hosting, and I'm like the host. So I'm actually not seeing myself on here. I'm just seeing two Iowa City Zoom.
I think I see you, Becky. Okay.
Yes,
Let me try this again.
yes.
Jessica, what's wrong? I can help you put it back together.
Did that come through?
Yes. Perfect. I will send this to you. This will come from director@bpgalleryandstudio.com.
Downstairs. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go say
Okay, I sent it off. So you should have it, you should be able to download it and print it out. Okay. How's everybody coming on their templates? If you're done with your template, hold it up for me. Okay. We have several kiddos who are ready and several of us are still working. So we'll go ahead and give everyone a chance to catch up. And once I show you the first step for this, you're basically going to be repeating the same process for each of your rainbow colors of paper. So to get ready, while we're letting everyone catch up, I'm gonna just talk a little bit about the supplies that you're gonna need to do this. So you'll want your 7 rainbow sheets of paper, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and I like to keep those in rainbow order. Just helps me keep track of what I'm doing. And then your template, and then a knife, cut probably seems kind of weird, but a plastic knife, and a pencil, and a pair of scissors, and glue. Those are the things that we're gonna need. So let's go ahead and start making our hearts. So I like to, when I work with paper cutouts, I always like to make sure that I am conserving as much of my paper as possible. So I always put things down towards the bottom like this. That way I have all this nice paper up here at the top that I can use for something else. And I'm just gonna kind of hold my template steady with my hand and then using my pencil, trace around that. And it's okay if it wiggles a little bit. These are not going to be perfectly precise. Even my own example is has some artistic imperfections, so we don't need to worry about making it perfect. Okay. That's probably pretty hard. That looks like it. You know what? I'm gonna grab a Sharpie so you guys can see better my tracing. You can still use pencil. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is trim off all this extra paper at the top. Do that first, and then set that aside out of my way. And I can go ahead and cut out around my template shape. All right. So what I would like everyone to do is when you have your red piece cut out, hold it up for me or type in the chat that you're ready. And I'm going to show you how to fold it. The folding part is probably the most complicated part of this. One other thing you'll want to do, or what I like to keep my workspace really neat. So I'm also taking these scraps and setting them aside as well. These, it's up to you if you want to save these. I probably would recycle this, but I would save this. So yes. All right. How is everybody coming? We ready to do the next step? Okay, very good. So watch me carefully because this is the part that can be a little bit tricky. Before you do anything, I want you to watch me score, fold, and shape the entire thing. So you do not need to do this with a marker like I am, but I am going to make lines to show you exactly where we're going to score and fold our cards. So you will do a score from there to there. And then you'll make an X through the middle. So it's one long one from the middle of a heart to the middle of a heart, and then the X. Now where the knife comes in is that this helps you make a score mark. A score is just an indentation in the paper that helps the fold and the creases be more sharp. So I'm gonna hold the knife and press down. I don't wanna cut my paper. I just wanna indent into it. Oops. And on all three of these lines. Okay. Then I'm going to fold. So I'm going to fold my long line and make a nice sharp crease. I'm going to fold one of my shorter lines, make a nice sharp crease. I'm going to fold the last short line and make a nice sharp crease. Then to put it together, I'm going to put my fingers on either end of the long line. So I'm going to turn it so that my long line is up and down, and I'm going to pull the card together, and it might kind of try to move around on you, but that's okay. And then you can kind of use your fingers to push it in here at the point. And then push it together and press it down. Sometimes you have to kind of coax it, like once you pull it together this way, it takes a little coaxing sometimes, either by pushing in here or even just kind of bringing it together with your palms and smushing it, but you can get it to do what it's supposed to do. And that's the basic process. So we're just going to repeat that with each of our colors. So I'm going to move on to my orange. If you have questions or need help, let me know as you're working through it.
Miss Becky, is
Yes.
this what it's supposed to look like when it's folded up and then this?
So I can't see it. Here, let me make you big. Okay. So you want it, that's close, but you want it to open like a pocket. So what I would do is flatten it back out again, and then make sure that you start it. I'll show you again one more time in my overhead. So make sure that when the first thing you do after you fold it is you bring the long ends together like that. And then the other two ends should fold in for you.
I walked away, so I have a question. Do they do each point or just 3 points?
No, you're just gonna do the 3 lines. So one long one,
Yeah.
and then an X.
Okay.
The long one goes from the middle of the heart to the middle of the opposite heart, and then the X.
Right. Okay.
So you don't cut on this one, right?
You're not going to cut anything.
Oh.
You're going to fold.
Oh,
So then I think what she's saying, could you show the folding again?
Yeah. Do you want me to do it on this one, or do you want me to cut this out and do it from scratch?
You can just do it on the one you have done already.
The one I have done. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold. You're gonna start with your long line and fold that.
Like you did that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to fold the 2 X lines, the shorter lines.
Yeah.
And
How do you-
then, so this is gonna come together a lot easier for me since I already put it together once. So don't be surprised if you have to finagle it a little bit, but you start with your long line and put your fingers on each side and pull it together like that. And then you may have to like kind of like press it in here. And then you should be able to coax it together that way and press it one more time. And then you end up with kind of a pockety.
And then when we get done, we'll glue them all together.
Yes. Then when they're all finished, we will glue them together.
So you're going to do that with each color. You know,
Hey, Becky.
Yes.
Hi, this is Adeline's mom. So we have the process and we are getting all of our hearts done, but I missed the very beginning. Can you just show me what it's going to look like when it's all glued together?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Totally. So it will look like this.
Perfect.
You can either, there are several different things you can do with it. One thing you could do, which I think would look really cool, it's hard to see from my,
Sure.
I'll show it this way, but you could glue the whole thing together and then you could have kind of like, it's almost like a floral tabletop decoration, or you could hang it, punch a hole and hang it. You could also leave it just like this. And then that's how I've had mine out. And it makes a really pretty decoration. That kind of gives you a view of it, what it would look like. And then, or you can put little messages in each of the pockets and you can give it to someone as a card or a gift.
Thank you. I love that. We may have to leave for a t-ball game, but we're going to definitely finish it. So thank you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, my pleasure. All right, so now I'm on my orange. So we'll go ahead. And, oh, yes, you could also glue it. Mary mentioned that if you don't end up using your white cardstock for the rainbow pop-up card, you could attach it to the white cardstock, like, you know, however you feel like, but you could glue it on there. So lots of different varieties of ways that we can display our creation. So for the next little bit of our time together, I'm just gonna let everyone work at their own pace. Once you have all 6 of your hearts made, let me know. And I'll talk about gluing. And if you have questions or you need me to go over anything again while you're working, just unmute yourself and you can ask me. So again, I'm gonna do long X, X. And then fold. 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 Now, if you're struggling with putting them together after you've folded them, this would be a good time to look up here because I'm going to do that again. So I grab here and here, and I bring it together, and it might not want to go, and that's okay. And then I push this one, and I push that one. Pop that in. There it goes. See this part on the side? When you first fold them, sometimes you got to pop them in to let them know that, yes, you do want to go in there. And then give it a little rub, and it should be like 2 butterfly wings. Now I have my red. If you want to glue as you go, you can do that too. So the gluing is really simple. You just take your glue stick and you put some glue on one side, and then you take the other side and you stick it. Now I have 2. Time for yellow. All right, I got my yellow one ready. So I'm gonna do long X and X. Then fold. Fold diagonal. And fold diagonal. Then take my long line, bring it together, and fold the point of the heart. And then there we go. And glue my yellow heart to my orange heart. And I'm halfway done. Line that up a little better. There we go. Now I have warm colors. The cool thing about this technique is, it's something you can use like, if you wanted to do some kind of a 3D collage and you wanted to have just 2 or 3 of them at a time, this shape is useful for a variety of applications.
Do we do the light blue that's like cardstock?
No, that is for the card.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Good question. Yeah, save that for the rainbow card.
Is this the light blue?
No, that's green.
Oh,
It's not that easy.
green.
Oh, I forgot to score. Okay, so moving on to blue. Okay, got my blue one done. How's everybody else coming? You guys want to tell me what colors you're on? Like Ben's doing green. Oh, we have someone who's all the way finished. That's awesome. We got another finished one. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make my purple one, and then I will start teaching the rainbow card. The rainbow card is pretty simple. So if some of you are still working on your hearts, you can probably just peek up at your screen every once in a while to get the gist of it. And then it's something that you could do probably on your own too. It really is very simple, but it's super cute. Some of you guys are faster than me. It's okay. Or X. X. Fold. 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 And voila! We have a finished pop-up heart card. So very cool. And hopefully you guys are happy with yours and definitely do fun things with them. Gosh, I don't know. What would happen if you put two together? I'm curious. Now that I have two. Doesn't fold out as much, does it? I don't know. Anyway, they're certainly fun to play around with and think of the different kind of creative things you might be able to do with them. So let's talk about making our rainbow cards. So for the rainbow cards, you will need you're gonna start out with your 6x9 papers. And we're going to, it is fun to play with. Yeah, you're right, Mary. We're gonna start with our red paper and a pencil. And we're just gonna make an arch. That takes up about the whole paper. Did anyone see the rainbow yesterday? There was a beautiful rainbow. Whoops, I messed up. That's okay. Kind of like that. So you want a nice big arch. And then we're gonna cut it. I'm trimming on the other side of my black line. Okay. And then once I have my red, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take my orange and place my red. I'm gonna line my red up with the bottom of my orange and trace it with my pencil. I'm gonna try to press really hard so you guys can see the line. Okay, now, I don't want to make this the exact same size. I wanna make it a little bit smaller so that you can see the red. So what I will do is I will make another line with my pencil, like that. Make that darker so you guys can see it better. And then I'm gonna cut that out. So I'm cutting the smaller piece. Okay, then I can take my glue stick and when I stick my orange, I want to line it up with the bottom. And the best I can in the center and then stick it down. Oh, you know what? I messed up, guys. Sorry. Don't glue your orange on yet. If you already have, just peel it off. Sorry. Because we need our orange to make our yellow. Yeah, we have to wait till we're all done to glue. Okay, so I'm gonna take my orange and I'm gonna trace around. And if you did put glue on it, you can stick it back on now. And then again, I want my yellow to be smaller. Like that. And I'm gonna cut that. And so that will go like that once I've got everything cut out. So the green, same thing. Trace once around the yellow. And then make a smaller arch. green. See my rainbow's starting to come together. And then blue. So trace first the outside. What's the card gonna look like when it's done? It will look like this. So this is the outside of the card. And then when you open it up, the rainbow, actually it goes this way, my bad. So this is the outside of the card. And then when you open it up, the rainbow pops up. So you can, if you want, write a message out here. But yeah, that's the, I like to just keep mine standing up like this on my desk. I think it's super cute. Okay, so the blue. And then lastly, the purple. You're gonna have a lot more leftover purple than you do red. Because the purple is, in this case, gonna be the smallest shape that we have. All right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and glue these pieces together. So it works best to put the glue on the piece that you're sticking on, not the piece that you already stuck, because it's really hard to know exactly where to put it on the piece that you've already stuck down. But if you use the piece that is the one that is going to be stuck, you can know exactly where to put it because you're going to put it on the back. My glue stick fell apart. Glue sticks are getting down to the end. Okay. And voila, I have a very cheerful rainbow. Now this is kind of cool just by itself, but if you want to add clouds and turn it into a card, you can do that. And so you're just gonna want some white scrap paper. I'm actually gonna go ahead and, this is a really big piece, I don't need this much. I'm gonna cut some. And I'm gonna kind of just get a sense of this, the thickness of this part of my rainbow. And then I like to make my clouds with like kind of a flat bottom. And then I can draw some puffs. That out. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go for it. Okay. Now, if I want my other cloud, this reminds me so much of being a kid in the 80s. Okay, so you can either do one cloud or you can do two. If you want two clouds that are exactly the same, take this first one you made, flip it over, trace it. Oh, Mary says that for the clouds, you can use the scraps from your template that you cut off if you didn't have, if you needed something for that. Okay. So now my cute clouds. Oh, so cute. Okay, I'm gonna put some glue on the back of my clouds. Stick those. Yeah. Bye. Perfect. Okay, so the next step is to take your turquoise paper, and your turquoise paper should be about 9 by 12, and go ahead and fold that in half like a card. And then turn it so that the open part of the card is facing down, pointed downward. And we're going to attach our rainbow up here. So taking some of your white scraps, you want to cut yourself, let's see how many, I did 3. So we want to have about 3 pieces that are about this long. I say like 3 inches, 3 to 4 inches long. Like this. I've got 4 pieces, but I only need 3. So let's see, 1, 2. I'm going to try to pick the 3 that are the closest in size. Maybe these 3. And then I'm going to do an accordion fold. So you just fold this way, and then you turn and fold that way, and this way. And I have 4 folds. And if you want to see that again, it's just like you fold up, fold down, fold up. One more time. Fold up, fold down, fold up. And they're like little springs right there. Then I'm going to glue one end of those. So I'll put a little glue on this end, stick it there. And then I'm gonna press it down, put some more glue. I'm gonna do the same thing here. A little glue. Press it down. And then put a little more glue on the outside. One last time. Put some glue. Press it down. Fold it in. Glue on the outside. Then I'm going to stick it. So I'm going to kind of line it up with the bottom of my fold and press down. And since I already put the glue on there, it should. Great, so now we have a pop-up. And there it is. Now, if you want to, on this one seems to be standing up pretty well on its own, actually. I will, whoops. I'm gonna make it so you guys can see it better. Okay. Can everybody see? If you want to, you can take your piece of cardstock and you can glue it on. That will give you, that does two things for you. So if you glue it on, you can, it'll give you like a white surface. So if you wanted to write anything on the front of the card, you could. It will also make it a little more sturdy so that when it stands up with a little more structure. But that's an optional thing that you can do. This one that I just made seems to be standing up okay without the cardstock. So when I made this one, I needed the cardstock to get it to stand. So who knows why? But that's the rainbow card. All right, so at this point, it's about time, I think, for us to wrap things up. So I'm gonna ask if anybody has any questions for me right now, or if there's anything that I can help anybody with. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today to do these Pride Month crafts. I really like both of them and have been enjoying just having them sitting out in my studio to look at. So I hope you find a fun place to put yours or a special person to give yours to. And I believe that the library will be posting the video of this. So if you had to leave early or you weren't able to catch everything, I think it will be available through the library so that you can look at it again. Okay.
Thank you so much, Becky, for showing us how to make those. Those turned out great.
My pleasure. It was super fun. I hope you all have an awesome summer and hope to see you guys soon, okay?